Hi guys, if somebody thinks that vaginal addiction is a nice thing, I cannot share his views on that account. I have a friend who used to be a nice boxer. Another my friend who is also a boxer told me about that guy, that he used to be so cruel and harsh while boxing competition that all of his opponents were either knocked out or throw the white towels. And he himself was knocked out by that guy. And that guy was really cool in the ring. But what about this but? He can't withstand his girlfriend. Once I came to this my friend and he was in disagreement with his girlfriend. She left his house and she had stayed alone for a couple of days. He seemed as a little baby crying and complaining why she left me, whether she'll call or not. I told him, bro, you're a virgin addictive. You have to cut off this addiction and become strong. He told me, yes, this is fucking addiction, I understand this, but can do nothing. As soon as I see her, my internal urges increase, I cannot cover it. She just has some power over me, I cannot withstand her, cause I like her, and she is very expert how to manipulate me. I told him, that is certainly an important thing to find a place for your little soldier, and the better place is your girlfriend certainly. But this addiction makes you suffer, it takes much of your attention. 90% of your thoughts are about this girlfriend now. And you are unable to perform your daily routine. And there are actually two vaginal addictions amongst men, positive and negative. Positive addiction when a man adores his significant other and overwhelms a balance of significance and becomes a woman's slave. Second one is a negative addiction when a man starts to offend the women, saying that most of them are bitches, whores, all of them must suck, they are not deserving him. And often such men start men movement against injustice towards men. And sometimes these men may become popular among some sort of motivated women. As for me, I consider such a way is not effective for self-development. As you put much importance to women, even though you consider them bitches but all your mental energy is directed towards women. This is also a kind of virgin addiction. The best way to withstand women is to be neutral to them, not showing any emotion, and have respectful attitude towards them. If you want to find more or less adequate woman, not whore, such an attitude catches them much and make you interest to them. You have to always feel dominance over women, but almost not offending them, and not speak out any claims. If she does something wrong, put immediately her on the place. Never fulfill her wishes if it contradicts your inner comfort zone. Don't give femmes much importance, but this is only possible when you are stable in your semen retention for a long period, and if you gain the satisfaction of independence and freedom inside yourself. So, we come back to our story about that guy, boxer. This guy practiced No-fap successfully. So, No-fap is the first step on the way of abstaining. I advise many of my friends to do No-fap because I see their areas of interest, and they are maintaining healthy heterosexual relationships. One should not use manual stimulation and get self-pleasure, but rather there must be a mutual exchange of energies between a man and a woman, something kinda yin-yang exchange. Such exchange must be present, otherwise it will lead to decreased self-esteem, mental disorders, nervousness, depression, and suicidal thoughts. Thus, the first level of abstinence is maintaining a healthy sexual relationship. Abstinence from masturbation and porn, that is No-fap. But this No-fap does not solve the main problem and does not give you a full freedom, as you remain a slave of a woman and remain vaginal addicted. And while associating with women, your addiction may even increase. So, brothers, we have not many options how to live our lives. Either you are vaginal addictive, or you should retain your semen and get out of this addiction. So, the vaginal addiction is really a huge worldwide problem for most of the men. You came out of there and all the same you go on thinking about women's private parts through all of your life. So guys who are lucky in retaining semen are really cool guys, and we have to have some compassion towards our femi-addictive brothers. So, semen retention gives you a freedom. In my latest video, I compared semen retention to diving. Actually, diving is a dangerous activity. When a diver goes down, he retains his breath, and there is even the whole science for divers how to restrain the breath. On the depths, the diver may have a panic attack, and while such an attack, the mind becomes agitated and consumes the air. And the diver may not succeed to get up to the surface, he dies. So, divers learn how to switch the consciousness to avoid panic attacks. So, semen retention has similar features in the beginning of this process. So while we retain semen, there are also problems like periodical panic attacks, frustration, waves of despair, irritability, anger, suicidal thoughts, unexpected obsession with sexual images, the high level of sexual tension towards opposite sex. Sometimes it is even enough to hear a woman's voice to get sexually agitated. All these impediments you will encounter on the way, and all these impediments are created by Matrix because she tries to keep control over you. Sometimes she may leave you alone before pressing with waves of furious attacks, and you have to work with your consciousness to be able to switch it into the right direction to prevent these troubles. Some people, as soon as they encounter such features, they give up this idea and return to the previous life. But if you are able to come through this stage and get the stable condition of your practice, everything will work in the opposite way. The more you retain semen, the less energy is required for you to abstain. The easier it is for you to go on. It becomes your comfort zone. Even at this stage, Matrix may strike you and pull you out of balance, but you quickly revive your practice as it's your comfort zone, and sexual addiction is not your comfort zone anymore. Now I want to explain how the universal matrix works. She is like a fisherman who throws a hook in the lake and tempts a fish with a worm on its hook. When a fish swallows the worm, she is glad as the worm tastes nice and the fish thinks her life is success. But while this gladness, the fish swallows it more and more, and the hook goes deeper into the body. And then the fisherman starts to pull the hook, and he pulls the fish out. So in the same way the matrix works. She first tempts us with some idea, for example, we found a nice girl, and then we start a relation with her. And everything is like a honey in the beginning, so we swallow the hook. And when the romantic period is finished, and you and your wife become tired of each other, your mutual attraction gets subsided, exhaustion and irritation appear. And it is good if you and your wife maintain warm, friendly relations for many years, but most probably that nice girl who you adored yesterday now has become a bitch. The worldwide statistics of the divorce rate in the USA is about 50%. In some European countries, it's up to 80%. So she may apply to divorce you, and women are more protected by the law than men because Matrix arranged in such a way. And she takes away your property and kick you out of family, and you have to pay aliments for the children. And you start searching for a new beautiful girl, and the scenario repeats. I don't say this is the only scenario, there may be different ones. And I don't accuse women for all the problems, rather all our problems are within ourselves. Sometimes external world reflects our weaknesses we have to work on. Sex gives pleasure in the beginning, and later it demands more and more your energy, converting you into a slave and causing you to suffer. So the society educates girls in such a way they have to look beautiful to find a wealthy husband. And your high social status increases your sexual attractiveness for them much more. It has always been like that for 1,000 years. The men who are successful with women are really rare. As a rule, such mega successful guys are wealthy and attract many women. And there are infogurus who teach other guys about how to become wealthy and attract women. They propagate the ideas like attract women, and after having used them, to kick them out in order to raise their alpha self-esteem and have sex with new ones. In this way, they contribute to and increase the amount of whores. Unfortunately, the more you become wealthy, the more temptations Matrix will send to you. And don't forget that these so-called successful men spend their vital energy orgies with all those whores they attract. Actually, these men are agents of the Matrix, who were authorized by her to confuse other guys to make them take part in a rat race to define who is the best alpha rat male. All these ideas are just luring of the Matrix, for you to believe in that and start putting your energy to gain these aims. In the nature there is no equality. There must be different people, different social groups, because we all play different parts in this matrix, we have different fates. So the matrix task is to attract you, to agitate you to start doing something. Then she traps you and consumes your vital energy. She wants you to lose your balance and start splashing out your emotions. The more she shakes you on the emotions and actions, the more energy she drains from you. So guys, let's imagine somehow or other you were lucky and managed to accumulate much sexual energy. The matrix does not like your idea to become powerful and break their shackles. So she sends you her agents like beautiful women or vaginal addictive friends to trigger you to nullify your potential. The more you refrain, the higher the matrix will raise the stakes to get you back under her control. And if you reached a considerable progress in semen retention, she has to spend much more power to shake you, cause you have become more considerable and dangerous for her. She would send to you beautiful women to tempt you, or she can even make you famous man who has success with women. She just bribe you for giving up your idea to become master of your senses and take control over the matrix. And the fame matrix gives you makes you blind, you become proud and overwhelmed with vices. And the short time of your life is over, you realize that this witch, matrix, deceived you. She gave you broken glass shards and took the brilliant, your valuable time. You understand you had thought you a cool guy who had sex with many women, and the reality is you spend your time and energy with whores, which were using your resources. All that fame and wealth had been just a hook by which matrix pulled you into the trap. And now you have an unpleasant feeling. You sold your future on the cheap, and the guys who did not deviate from their path are now much ahead of you. Actually, you pursued illusory aims which went you into a trap. You were in a deep dream created by the matrix, and she was sucking the energy out of you. Actually, the idea of that movie, Matrix, was based on ancient views of some sages and Eastern philosophy. Such ideas are there in the ancient work like Yoga Vasishka, for example. The promoters of this video just borrowed these ideas and explained by modern language. So guys, the celibacy which starts from semen retention is a valuable currency. The more you retain the seed, the more power and value it gains. It is like a Bitcoin. If you sell it today, tomorrow you'll regret cause its value increases 1,000 times. And this motivates you on and on with your practice. So that's all for today. Put down comments on your personal experiences on this account. Thank you all who subscribed to me and the guests of my channel. Thank God. Good luck everyone. Bye.